I started working in a record store selling 8-track tapes. I don't know how many of you know what an 8-track tape is, but we sold that in bongs. That's what I did when I was 15 years old.
What did you sell more of?
Bongs.
What is the thing that you could still sell today?
Bongs.
Yeah.
They're
Class dismissed.
They're very profitable. Very, very profitable. And that was my first job. I was 15 years old. I worked in the store for 3 years and decided that's what I was going to do and pursued it since then.
Okay. So what was the segue from selling bongs to selling not bongs?
Went on to own my own store. I opened my own record store for about 4 years, and then started my first real record company job. I worked at A&M Records in New York. I worked in the mail room for 6 months, which was an experience. And today, you really can't start in the mail room because of the fact that most of the mail rooms are farmed out. Pitney Bowes does the mail room, and that's all contracted mail room. When I worked in the mail room, I did everything. I mean, it was a great spot to be in because I got to experience a wide variety of things. I got to know things that most of the executives didn't know what was going on because I was the one delivering things. I was the one picking stuff up from different places that someone shouldn't have known about or things like that. And a variety of things, which was a great experience. It got me to know a lot of people. And it was a really good start for me because it was a chance to experience a variety of the departments and really get a feel for which side of the business that I wanted to pursue. From there, I got a job at a label called Noise, which was a small German label that was based in New York. It was based on the 4th floor of a sweatshop in Chinatown in New York, which was always an experience to get to, always an experience to walk through Chinatown. That was also a great experience for me because not just was it a marketing job and a sales job, but because the staff was 3 people, you did everything from making the calls to the retailers to making the calls for this and that and packing packages and sweeping the floor and painting the walls and a lot of stuff that went very, very well to learn the variety of things to do. From there, I got the job as a product guy at RCA Records. I was there for 4.5 years. I had the privilege of working with the Dave Matthews Band, where I worked with them from the start. The first time I saw Dave play was in a bar in New York called the Wetlands, where there was more people on this stage than there were seeing Dave play. And the last time I saw Dave play was at the Meadowlands in New York, which was about 60,000 people. And that was an experience that I will always remember, being there from the growth, being there to not just to watch it grow, but to be involved, and to be involved with a very talented band and a very talented man and a very talented guy who's still the nicest guy you'll meet. He's still the same old guy. He's still the guy that would walk away from it tomorrow if that's what he had to do. He wasn't doing it for the cash. He wasn't doing it to be the famous. He was doing it because he enjoyed it and always reminded people that he would walk away. And it was a thing that I took to heart when I moved on to Universal and worked there for almost 9 years and got fed up with the business the way it was and remembered back to what David said, that you can always walk away. It's not about it. And that's what I did. I was at Universal one day, walked into my boss, wanted to speak to her. She didn't have time. Came back the next day. I wanted to speak to her. She didn't have time. Came back the next day, finally had time. I spoke to her. I told her I quit, and I went home. And that was the end of that. And I took a year off to try to decide what I was going to do next and to try to figure out the right way to do it in my own mind.